Here's a little landscape copied out of an art book, which in my mind has many defects, the biggest of which it's just very distracting. The colors are garish, too many lines, details, lacks balance, it's just not very pretty. So I go over the whole thing with some white and simplifying the whole design of this whole thing. Okay, toning down a lot of the detail. I'm going to go rub away some of the color towards the top. You know, the sky is darker when you look up. The water always catches the reflection of the sky. The sky's towards the top and the distance are going to be lighter. So got my dark light, dark, dark, still light and dark. Okay, and I spread a little of that white over here. We have more contrast in the foreground. Keep the pictures, with a very, try to simplify it. See, it already looks better. The more you rub out, the better it looks. Now I'm going to try to create, I'm getting a little bit of paint, and I just use the primary colors, but they're sort of mixing with each other. So I'm starting off with this red, has some black mixed in with it. Maybe it's just black, I don't know. Whatever, it's dark. And I put in some branches. I sort of test the brush and see what type of paint comes out of it, and then decide what I'm going to paint. What would look good with that type of texture or brush stroke. Let me try getting a little more red on my brush this time. Let's mix it with that black. And black already always sort of takes over. So the sun's coming in from behind, so the objects are going to be lighted around the edges. Going to have a silver lining, and the part facing you is going to be the darkest. So I'm going to go down the center of the tree and sort of paint its soul in here, you know. A few little distant trees maybe. Some distant vegetation down here. I always think of things as an attractive sort of abstract shape. That is a squiggle or a blotch that has a pretty shape to it. I don't want to worry too much about the exact shapes of anything. I just want it to be pretty, and if you're sort of have a sort of a free-flowing approach to this. There's my initials down there from my previous work. PK. Hey, Albrecht Dürer just put AD on everything, so I figured I'd put PK on everything. Good enough for him. Okay, and I like to do one color at a time and just put pretty patterns in with it. So hey, I got a little bit of another little surprise, but here's some lights. I'm gonna produce a little contrast. Tendency is to repeat the same line over and over again. I want to repeat it with variation, and I only want to repeat it 2 or 3 times. 2 big ones, several small ones. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to paint it over again, just like I just did. Not doing too much always ruins painting. I'll try to do as little as I can. Okay. I always clean my brush like this on the, I just brush it back and forth on the newspaper. Okay, let's try some white highlights now. Now the white's just like the black. Very, very sparing. There's a moon up there, or sun. I'm going to put it in with little horizontal stripes in the water, where it picks up the reflection of the water. That's about it. I had already put some little highlights on the tree. I'm going to put some around here. And let's see. We're going to put some sun coming off this mountain. And there's our sun, which is white, and then the atmosphere around it is all these other colors. Okay, I probably got too much white out there. Just rub it off. Yeah. Let's do a few white highlights coming off the tips of the grass up here, tips of those plants. I'm always overdoing my highlights. I can go back over this with a brush without much in it. Try to see how lightly I can touch the bristles. Let me, hey, if you do it really lightly, the brush doesn't even touch. It's just the globule of the paint on the tip of the brush that streams off the end of the brush. There's our sun. I want to make it a little more circular shape. And well, let's see. Let's get a little bit of yellow here around it. Back and forth. Let it thin out as it gets spread. Put a little bit of that color into the trees. Yellow's called a warm color. Pick up some of this paint here. Move it over there. See, I can lighten up this and darken up that without having to go to my paints, mixing colors, looking at the colors. Nothing. It's automatic. Here I'm going to give some form to those mountains by simplifying the shape and the shadows. Here. Put a little yellow over there. Hey, every one of these little experiments don't work, but hey, I learn with everyone. Okay, we got a touch of blue left in the sky, not too much. Sort of go through all the scuffled brush marks and brush over them to make them one solid color, so it's simplified. Hey, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to leave it like this. Sounds good.